The man behind ChatGPT just offered the United States government $42 billion for free. No press conference, no public vote. Just a quiet conversation between one CEO and the most powerful office in the world. And the strangest part? He wants everyone to think it's a gift. For years, artificial intelligence companies have made a promise. This technology will change everything, and everyone will benefit. But by 2026, most Americans weren't feeling that benefit. They were feeling something else: anxiety, job security, rising costs, a technology moving faster than anyone could regulate it. The public trust in AI companies was cracking, and that crack became a problem even billion-dollar companies couldn't ignore. So, OpenAI CEO, Sam Altman, proposed something unusual. Reports from the Financial Times revealed he'd been in early talks with the Trump administration about handing over a 5% equity stake in OpenAI, a company valued at $852 billion. That stake would be worth roughly $42.6 billion. The idea, instead of the public feeling left out of the AI boom, the government, and by extension the American people, would hold a direct piece of it. Altman even floated the possibility of turning that stake into future dividends, checks sent directly to households. On paper, it sounded like AI's version of a peace offering. But look closer, and the story gets more complicated. This wasn't happening in isolation. Just weeks earlier, the same administration had escalated a dispute with OpenAI's biggest rival, Anthropic, even briefly forcing export restrictions on its models. Critics pointed out an uncomfortable pattern. AI companies weren't just building technology anymore. They were negotiating survival with the government that could make or break them. Was Altman's offer generosity or insurance? A senator on the other side of the aisle, Bernie Sanders, had already proposed something far more aggressive: a mandatory 50% government stake in the biggest AI companies. Suddenly, a very strange alliance was forming between a Silicon Valley CEO trying to stay ahead of regulation and lawmakers who wanted the state to own a piece of the future either way. Whatever the motive, one thing was becoming clear by mid-2026. The line between Silicon Valley and Washington was disappearing. The government wasn't just regulating AI companies anymore. Some officials wanted to own a piece of them. And AI companies weren't just building products, they were negotiating political survival. Whether this proposal ever becomes reality remains uncertain. It still requires congressional approval, and as of today, the details remain deliberately vague. But the fact that it's even on the table tells you something bigger. Artificial intelligence has become too powerful, too fast, for anyone, companies or governments, to fully control alone. Maybe this deal happens. Maybe it quietly disappears like similar proposals have before. But either way, remember this moment, because it marks the point where artificial intelligence stopped being just a technology story and became a story about who actually owns the future. And that's a question none of us can afford to ignore. If you want to understand the forces quietly reshaping the world, subscribe to Perfidium X, and I'll see you in the next one.